The family dynasty that owns Purdue Pharma is a major benefactor to charity.
Here we go. Never mind. We're not done with the opioid epidemic.
But now, money from the Sackler family has become radioactive in the world of high-profile nonprofits and museums. Cultural institutions like the Met in Guggenheim in New York and the Tate in London have cut ties with the family. The reason? The same family that funded major museums and galleries for decades is at the center of the opioid crisis in the United States. Purdue Pharma created OxyContin, an opioid-based painkiller that many believe helped spur the opioid epidemic, killing thousands across the U.S. In a statement to CNBC, a spokesman for the family called...
Not only did it help spur the epidemic, but it helped the sister drugs of it help, like, by sister drugs, I mean, like, other opioids, have also affected other communities. But yeah, they don't want to talk about that. The charity work is just so they don't pay taxes. Yeah, absolutely. Like, a lot of people, like, and being, being super capitalist is being pro charity, right? Because, it's like a pick yourselves up by your bootstraps mentality, right? So it's like, oh, okay, if you can't pick yourselves up, then I will help you a little bit. But you're still going to need to pick yourselves up by your bootstraps, though. And I feel like charity, for in some cases, absolutely are like band-aids to cover up the actual problems. Like, what is it? Schools, like schools that have, like drives to like give the teachers like markers, give the teachers like pencils, pens. Like, it's absolutely fucking absurd that they need to have charities for that. And also that the fact that they put it on the teachers to buy those things. Meanwhile, our public education systems, our DOE, right? At least in New York, I can't speak about other states. The DOE can't even fucking, they can afford it, but they won't pay for it. They just want to put money into dumb shit like smart boards. And then also, not only that, they just want to fucking fund the white schools. They don't want to allocate the funds in the right ways, which is super, God, stupendously idiotic. Or, I shouldn't even say white schools, but like majority white schools and schools that are in nicer neighborhoods. Like my old elementary school. They gave us fundings, but for fucking smart boards. Like, we had a shitty ass computer lab, and you're gonna give us one smart board for the whole floor? Like, bro, you could have given us new computers. Like, the people who run our government are so idiotic. And the way that I put it is, if you want a newspaper subscription and it cost $60 a month, or actually, is that a good way to put it? I don't know. I think, or whatever. I'm just gonna say, if you want a magazine subscription or a newspaper subscription, and it costs $15 a month, but then you can get it for, shit, hold on, fuck. Okay, hold on. So you can get it for $7 a month, or you can pay $60, right? 12. I don't fucking know, bro. What the fuck is 12 times 5? Bro, I'm not good at math. Don't come at my ass. It is 60. Okay. So yeah. Would you rather pay the $60, right, up front, or the $7 a month? Because if it's 7 times 12, then it's like what? 60, that's 72. 84. Then it's 84 for the year, right? And then you constantly got to keep paying the monthly thing. So it's just going to keep adding up. Why not just pay for the whole year, fix all of the problems or most of the problems, so that when you need to spend more money later on, it's just way better of it. Or you can put the funds towards the things that you actually need, because you have already gotten the things that you needed in the first place done, such as probably giving them better computers, providing them with better heating systems, like fixing up the schools, keeping them up to code, now with COVID, giving them prevention, like keeping up with COVID preventions. Yeah, the school system is fucked. I'm tired of it. In Texas, it's cuz football is too important, so it gets all the money. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing in Long Island, New York. Like over there, it's like it's kind of like rural. Like it's like super like America core, where it's like big ass freeway with corporate buildings everywhere. And it's like, geez, man. We are all and we all get our outdated books and shitty teachers. Yeah. That's the way it was in my elementary school. Like we had so many outdated books that when we got brand new textbooks, they literally told us, don't even write your name in it. Don't do anything in it. These are new textbooks. These are probably going to be used for the next like 10 years. I bet they still have those fucking textbooks, not even updated. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. We have no funds in our fucking school systems. And also, to be honest, I think teachers are, the way that they teach are dependent on the students. And I know it sounds really backwards because teachers are supposed to be like teaching and like keeping up a good vibe, but it's really dependent on the students, just because of the fact that like if you just start acting up and you start acting like a fucking weirdo, then it's just like the teacher's just gonna be like, okay, you do the work. But if you're chill with the teacher, then like the teacher will have fun. And also, I do believe that the teachers aren't like daycare workers. They're there to teach. But yet again, I was also like the shitty student who would just want to sleep in class. And I'd always get annoyed because I'm like, yo, other people want to learn. Why are you bothering me? Like, why are you stopping the lesson for one person? Like, you became a teacher to teach. I don't know. But yeah, that's
Called the allegations false and unfair and said the family understood the Mets' decision.
We respect the men, and that is the last thing we would want to do. Our goal has always been to support the valuable works of such outstanding organizations, and we remain committed to doing so. Spokesperson for the Sackler family for Sackler family members. Jesus Christ. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I don't mean it in like a shitty way, as in like you're a teacher, just fucking teach. I mean it as in like there's so many other people that want to learn, and you're wasting time on one person, when it's like to be honest, like we live in a capitalist society, so it like that's crony capitalism. That's cronyism. Like Republicans or libertarians, they'll constantly be like cronyism or crony capitalism, right? It's just capitalism, right? But if you want to bring it up in a school sense, right, that's cronyism. It's like that the teacher fucking waking me up and forcing me to work is like me filing for bankruptcy and nothing happening to me, because like Donald Trump. Like he filed for bankruptcy and look at him, he's still fucking rich. It's absurd. Like in a real capitalist society, right, without all this fucking cronyism and shit, right? Oh god, I sound like a libertarian. But like in like true like real capitalism, I just fucking fail. Like the teacher would just let me fail. And all businesses would just fucking fail. Like whenever a business would just like fucking completely demolish, like Donald Trump wouldn't be a thing, right? Elon Musk wouldn't be a thing. Jeff Bezos probably wouldn't be a thing. Everybody who like what is it files for bankruptcy, they would be done, and I would love it. Just take away every single fucking thing. Ari said she's gonna go live at some point tonight. I would on what, Twitch? I mean, I'm still streaming, so.
Here's how Sackler money became radioactive. Purdue Pharma was founded in New York City in 1892. 60 years later, the company was bought by Raymond and Mortimer Sackler. The private company moved its headquarters to Norwalk, Connecticut in 1973, and then Stamford, Connecticut in 2000. Purdue and its network of independent associated companies currently employ about 5,000 people around the world, according to the company's website. Today, it brings in billions of dollars in revenue from drug sales. Purdue sees itself as a pioneer in developing medications for reducing pain, a principal cause of human suffering, and its roster of drugs includes oxycodone, fentanyl, and codeine. One of the company's best-selling medications is Oxycontin, which hit the market in 1996. Purdue announced it would stop promoting the drug to doctors in early 2018, but previously the drug was aggressively marketed as a safe pain medication. Turns out that's not entirely true, and that's why the Sackler family stands accused of playing a central role in the opioid epidemic. More than 47,600 Americans died from opioid overdoses in 2017, according to federal data. That's more than 130 people a day. The largest portion of that number died due to prescription.
Bro, 130 people a day. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. What the fuck, man?
Opioid abuse. If you've broken a bone or had surgery, your doctor may have prescribed opioids for pain. These drugs bind to opioid receptors in the body. They block feelings of pain and trigger the release of dopamine, and include prescription pills as well as fentanyl and heroin. Dopamine makes people feel good, but the high is short-lived. Since the brain craves more, it can start a vicious cycle. Simply put, the more opioids you take, the more the brain likes it. And when your body builds a tolerance, you need higher doses or something stronger.
And I mean, that's how everything works. I mean, that's how just like addictions are with sugar, with coffee. Like, addiction runs in a lot of ways.
To get the same sensation. Try to stop and the body rebels. Withdrawal symptoms include
bro, I don't know what the fuck is up with all this shit.
aching, fever, diarrhea, vomiting, sweating, and chills. From 1991 to 2011, opioid prescriptions nearly tripled, according to IMS Health, a company that provides...
Jesus fucking Christ, man, look at that. Like 75,000, all the way up to 200.
Data to the healthcare industry. The opioid death rate tripled over the same time. Since then, efforts to tamp down on the availability of prescription opioids has led to an increase in the supply of heroin. Mexican heroin production increased from 30 metric tons in 2011 to 111 in 2017. Nearly 80% of heroin users started with opioids. Opioid addiction.
Wait, hold on. Why did they bring in... I'm so confused.
Since then, efforts to tamp down on the availability of prescription opioids has led to an increase in the supply of heroin. Mexican heroin production increased from 30 metric tons in 2011 to 111 in 2017. Nearly...
Okay, but like, that's like, I don't get it.
80% of heroin users started with opioids. Opioid addiction can occur after only 5 days of use.
Yeah, that's true. Opioid addiction happens very quick. Like, my grandfather got prescription Percocets, I think, and he Jesus Christ, what is it? He said he started feeling like addicted after a few days, and like he literally had to wean himself off because the doctors didn't tell him. And then after he went to the doctor to tell them, the doctor then was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta wean off of those." And it's like he's got that like what is it? That like self limitation, and like he's very in tune with his body.
In the 90s, there was a realization doctors needed to be more attentive to patients' pain. Pharmaceutical companies launched a massive campaign to promote opioids as a solution. At the same time, illegal drugs, including heroin and illicit fentanyl, were pouring into the country. When patients' opioid prescriptions ran out, they looked for something stronger or cheaper. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, deaths from heroin increased nearly eightfold from 1990. At the same time, illegal drugs, including heroin and illicit fentanyl, were pouring into the country. When patients' opioid prescriptions ran out, they looked for something stronger or cheaper. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse...
But also, who's buying all that heroin? It has to be the U.S. government. Absolute. Like, I highly believe it's the U.S. government. Because if the production of heroin rose, like the production of heroin dropped by like maybe like 50 or 5 metric tons, right? But then it immediately after 2013, it goes right up, and it goes right along with the prescriptions. And it's like, Wait. No, 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 no. Wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Didn't this study say in the earlier waves of the opioid epidemic, African Americans had lower rates of overdose than whites, according to another study published last year in the journal Addiction. Black rates stayed level from 1999 to 2012. However, by 2013, white rates began to level off while black rates began increasing. Look, literally, look. However, by 2013, white rates began to level off while black rates began increasing, right? And then look, the Mexican heroin production goes up after 2013. I'm about to sound super hella conspiracy theory right now. I have a feeling that the US government is doing the same exact fucking thing they were doing in the fucking 80s. Like when they were putting crack into black neighborhoods, they're doing the same thing all over again, right? Like they also did it in the 70s and 80s as well with heroin, right? But they're doing it all over again, I think. And this is absolutely fucking disgusting. I hate the US government. Holy shit.
111 in 2017.
Like this is such a coincidence. There's no way that regular street dealers, right? Or even the top kingpins are making the heroin cartels like produce this much fucking heroin, right? There's absolutely no fucking way. The US government has to be doing something with this.
Nearly 80% of heroin users started with opioids like fentanyl, increased by 21 times. In 2007, McKesson Corp shipped 3 million prescription opioid pills to what was the Save Right Pharmacy in Kermit, West Virginia. The town has 400 residents. That story was from a congressional report delivered in late 2018. The incident helped push Congress to act. One of the results was the Opioid Crisis Response Act of 2018, sponsored by Senator Lamar Alexander, a Republican from Tennessee. The bill garnered bipartisan support, even though critics said it fell short in terms of funding. According to the AMA, the bill will help fight the problem in several ways. It expands programs to prevent substance abuse and overdoses, increases treatment programs, and pledges to stop the flow of illicit drugs into the country by mail. It also increases funding.
Wait, what? Increases treatment programs and pledges to stop the flow of illicit drugs into the country by mail? But bro, it's not coming necessarily barely coming through by mail. It's coming through our fucking government. Like what? Like it's coming through the Sackler family. One of the main reasons we stood in Afghanistan for 20 fucking years was to hold the poppy seeds. Like what the fuck?
For research and requires.
And also, like, this is also a coincidence too, that the opioid addiction rates started to go up after the second term of Obama, like during Obama's second term.
Reports from Health and Human Services.
And he was like one of the main reasons that we stood in Afghanistan, and he kept the war going. Like Obama definitely has to do with it. He bombed so many fucking innocent lives, innocent kids, innocent families, right? Probably just for the fucking Sackler family. This fucking government is disgusting.
On opioid prescription dosages. In October 2018, President Trump signed the bill into law. Recently, states have seen another unexpected factor that's been a major benefit for addicts seeking help. Medicaid expansion in states like West
The Affordable Care Act, in the heart of the
Virginia. It's made treatment available where it wasn't before. A recent study from policy and research journal Health Affairs showed the number who have been diagnosed as opioid abusers under the expansion has doubled. Meanwhile, Harvard and NYU researchers found in 2017 that without Obamacare, more than 200,000 opioid addicts would lose coverage.
Oh my god.
So what?
Jesus Christ, that's so many fucking people.
Happens next? In April 2019, 60 people in 5 states were indicted, including a number of doctors and pharmacists. They were charged with the illegal prescribing of more than.
Bro, that took me a second to fucking realize. Holy shit, 60 doctors? What the fuck?
32 million pain pills. Those involved were based in West Virginia, Ohio, Tennessee, Alabama, and Kentucky. There was even a dentist charged with unnecessarily pulling people's teeth. He gave them opioids to deal with the
What the fuck? Bro, what? Bro, these doctors are so sick.
pain. Meanwhile, Purdue continues to fight a.
Bro, it's like they purposefully do this. They absolutely purposefully fucking do this. And it's like, it's so disgusting. Like the coercion, like what is it? The coercion of what is it? Um what is it? Of sex against people, especially women, like what is it? I mean people in general, right? Like the coercion of sex amongst people, right? For to help feed their addiction when you were the ones that fucking gave it to them by not even trying to fucking educate them on what those drugs can do to them, and then also to bribe them for fucking cash, right? On top of that, you're getting profits from the fucking from Purdue. You're getting fucking profits from being a doctor already. Like Jesus fucking Christ, man. These doctors are so fucking greedy. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. I want to piss on their graves. Where the fuck is it? We need to do this to all the fucking doctors, all the people involved. We need to do this. We need to do 1973 Chilean coup d'etat. We need to do this to all of them.
Opioids to deal with the pain. Meanwhile, Purdue continues to fight a growing number of lawsuits in American courts. In 2007, the company pleaded guilty to federal charges of misleading doctors, regulators, and patients about OxyContin's risks. Purdue paid more than $600 million in penalties. In early 2019, the company settled with Oklahoma for $270 million. The agreement was to settle allegations the company helped spur the opioid crisis. Purdue denied any wrongdoing and announced.
And it's so fucking gross, man. Only $600 million. That's absolutely fucking disgusting. Since then, what is so that's 30 billion times 4. They've gotten $42 billion since then. If they made $3 billion every single year in profits, they have gotten $42 billion. That 600 million is nothing to them. It's absolutely fucking nothing to them. They deserve to be thrown under the fucking jail.
Announced the settlement on its website in March. The release stated Purdue.
Like, I'm all for prison abolition, right? And one of the main things in prison abolition is the society, right? Like the community. One, trying to help the people, right? Rehabilitate, and two, letting society decide on what the person deserves. So like, let's say like what is it? Like if they want to shun them, kind of like Amish. It's like you can either rehabilitate them or you can shun them. It's like you can choose what you want to do. I would do more than shun them.
Purdue Pharma announces landmark agreement with Oklahoma to advance the treatment of addiction. Purdue also announced in March the FDA was fast-tracking its own nalmefene hydrochloride injections. The injections are for the emergency treatment of opioid overdoses. The company will not profit from HCI, according to the release. Purdue also faces lawsuits in a number of other states, including Illinois. And lawsuits have been filed against the Sacklers themselves. Attorneys general in New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Utah have all filed suit against family members. In March, more than 500 cities, counties, and Native American...
Wait, what the fuck? Hold on, what the fuck?
Lawsuits in a number of other states, including Illinois. And lawsuits have been filed against the Sacklers themselves. Attorneys general in New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Utah have all filed suit against family members. In March, more than 500 cities, counties, and Native American...
Does that... Oh, wait, family members meaning like... Family members meaning like the Sackler family members?
Tribes filed...
Or like family members of the families that got addicted.
Filed suit in the Southern District of New York. Still, Purdue continues to deny any role in the crisis. A company spokesperson told CNBC...
Okay, now I understand. Never mind. It took me a second.
The charges are baseless and inconsistent with the factual record.
These baseless laws are misguided attempt to place blame where it does not belong for a complex public health crisis. We strongly deny these allegations, which are inconsistent with the factual record, and will vigorously defend against them. That's absolutely fucking insane, man.
But that hasn't stopped the lawsuits, and it may force the company to file for bankruptcy protection.
Bro, this is absolutely fucking disgusting. What?
Nearly
Pharma